I do think society has changed and speeded up an awful lot, and people have jobs that are, you know, perhaps not as physically demanding, obviously, but mentally very demanding, and a lot more stress in life. And I think all of that is another major contributor to overweight, people not having the time to cook, to think about the shopping before they do it.
Went to the gym 3 times a week. I was running, I was swimming. And then I got sick and then started being on all these medications, and a lot of them make you put on weight.
50 years ago, a lot of work was manual, and you'd come home, you've done a manual work, or you've walked to work, you walked to school, you've done all this, so they could eat a larger dinner. Nowadays, you drive to work, you drive to school, everyone sits down all day, and you still have your large dinner.
As I got more wealthy, I exercised less, I ate more and more rich foods. And by the time I was middle-aged, I was eating too much and not exercising enough. And by the time I was late middle-aged, I was paying for it. And that's basically it. So it was lifestyle.
Like getting up off a chair, cutting your toenails, going to the loo and wiping your bottom, and whatever you do, that can become almost impossible. In order to stretch your body far enough to be able to get past all the mountains of fat, you end up with interesting lumps and bumps of knotted muscle and all kinds of things. It's very, very difficult. Not ever being able to get through any spaces, being terrified if you go out, meet a friend for coffee or anything like that. When you get up, you're going to clear tables just moving. Just the day and daily parts of living your life, or attempting to live your life.
Okay. I need to know that however happy fat people come across as, it's not all that. It eats you up inside. And that's how bad it makes you feel. Ashamed, sad, worthless.
I think the thing is, every time you see a health professional, if you are overweight, they'll always tell you you've got to lose weight, and that's it. And then they'll say it's like a mantra of you've got to lose weight, eat more veg and more fruit, less carbs, less fat, and which is what I do. And if you say, well, I do that already, and then they say, well, you're not doing it enough. There's no alternatives, you know. Perhaps I'm not as trying as hard as I can do, but then this other bit of me says, well, if the rest of my life is just eating salad leaves and water, then I'm not interested. Do you know, it's finding that balance, and that's why I think I keep saying, you know, I am eating healthily, I am doing this, and I feel I need something else to come in to help me.
I really have felt like a naughty boy sometimes, and I've done something wrong and I've been called to the headmaster's office. I've been treated like a 10-year-old, and I'm not a 10-year-old. I'm a 57-year-old struggling with his health, and weight is part of that. So yes, health professionals, you listen, and you don't just go through the motions with somebody because you're doing more harm than good. If you can't help them, don't give them false hope, we'll do this and we'll do that, and in X months' time you'll be this, because you set people up.
You've got to realise that changing a habit is difficult. If it was easy, everybody would do it. It's difficult. You've really got to work at it, but the longer you work at it, the easier it gets.
And if you've spent 30 or 40 years getting bad habits and being overweight, you need prolonged support. You need it to go on and on, whether it's a group or whatever. I think it's a useful thing about slimming groups is that these days they do explore where are these areas of where you might be inclined to go out of control and what sort of things you can do. So trying to give people little tips, and you might already know them, but sometimes I think we need to be reminded of things like that.
Because I hated how big I'd become. I don't want to go back to that because I was unhappy, and I'm one of these that can put on a happy front even when I am big, but I knew it wasn't true, it wasn't me. I am a lot happier, and I think, yeah, I know I've just got to stick with it. And also now I've also learned, not like say I said just now, don't beat yourself up. It is a lifestyle change and you are going to slip. Every now and again you're going to come off the road and just have a little blip. It's not the end of the world. Finding the right plan for yourself is key. Not making it too restricted. You've got to find the thing that suits you best.
As well as dieting, I know that is the main thing. You must watch what you're eating and the amount you eat and all like that. But I do think if I've got to choose between the two, I would say exercise. I really would say exercise, whether it's in the form of swimming as an elderly person or in the form of dancing. I would encourage people to exercise, even if it's only chair-based. I couldn't swim much at first, a couple of lengths and that sort of thing. But like the jogging, it develops and develops and develops. And now I swim every day. In the habit of doing about 30 or 40 lengths, in an hour. About a minute a length, that sort of thing, which quite pleased with it. But on this particular day at Christmas of last year, I'll see how far they can go. And believe me or believe me not, I swam a length for every year of my age. In other words, I swam 85 lengths.
Wow.
And I was so proud of that.
I have more energy, you know what I mean, and losing the weight, I can actually, sit down, like I can do my laces, and I feel like I can run to get the train, I feel, much more energetic, like that.
Stay as positive and as optimistic as you can. And know that it's possible to make an improvement in your life. That is probably an absolute fact. Mm-hmm. There's a great deal all of us can't change about our lives. One thing you can do is to take a few positive steps towards your own health. And my experience, and I'm still obviously working on it on a daily basis, is that you can improve life and you can improve your experience of life. That if you're within a safe environment and you can become more active, absolutely do it. Get more fresh air, get more of the blood circulating around your veins. You'll feel better. And whatever positive steps you make towards your own health, you'll feel better. you can have less indigestion, less in the way of aches and pains. And it's worth the effort, immensely worth the effort.